Sit down, get your places, and we'll start in about, well, 10 seconds. Come on in.
For those of you who don't know, Rosalind used to be an air traffic controller, so she's really good at coordinating people.
It's true. I do it at four-way stops, eh? I get going. Anyway, it's great to see such a great turnout, especially for a 3 o'clock session. I know that it's, you know, you've probably already been a little bit overwhelmed by the day's events, and, you know, if you've gone to the meat market and a couple of presentations already. So we do appreciate you coming out to see our presentation about video marketing. And what I'd like to do first is I'd like to get a real good sense of who you are. And so if you are a new affiliate marketer, you're just starting affiliate marketing, please raise your hands. Okay. And if you're an affiliate with intermediate to advanced experience, please raise your hands. Oh, yeah, right on. And merchants and affiliate managers? All right, that's excellent. My name is Rosalind Gardner, and I have been an affiliate marketer, super affiliate, for 12 years now. And presenting with me this afternoon is Jeremy Palmer. Jeremy Palmer is also a super affiliate. And we actually do, you know, affiliate marketing from the standpoint of promoting products. We don't just promote affiliate networks and try, you know, internet marketing products, biz op products. We promote real products to real people. And we've been in the business so long that moving with the times, like the reason that we're still sitting here as super affiliates is that we have moved with the times, going from a lot of PPC traffic generation and just blogging, and I still use blogging. Like I'm basically an affiliate blogger. That's it. That's all I do. And one of our best lead generation methods nowadays is social media marketing using video marketing. And so this afternoon we're going to talk about our experiences with that and how we've managed to keep our businesses flourishing. And I should say that not only are we super affiliates, but we're the super affiliates who do hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and we've had million-dollar years, and that's banked. So I'll let Jeremy take it from there.
Well, you've embarrassed me, Rosalind, but thank you for the introduction. Anyway, the reason that we wanted to talk about online video is because we really feel that this is one of the best opportunities for affiliates, not only now, but going forward. As you know, if you're doing affiliate marketing right now, the opportunities with traditional search engine traffic like pay-per-click are getting more difficult. And so you really have to branch out and you really have to diversify your traffic streams. And one of the best ways to do that is through social media and online video. And so online video is something that I'm relatively new to. I really don't stand up here before you and consider myself to be an online video expert. I think that you know, I'd have to be doing this several more years before I could call myself that. But I've had some good successes with it on some of the campaigns that I've been running, and I've learned quite a few things along the way. So I want to talk to you about some of that experience that I've learned and share some interesting statistics about online video with you. So we'll go ahead and get started. One of the things that I really like about online video is that people spend a lot of time doing it online. If you look at sites like YouTube and Vidler and Vimeo and some of the other video sharing sites, people are spending you know, hours every week watching online video. In fact, what they're doing is they're transitioning from watching video, you know, and television to watching more video online. People aren't just watching, you know, short clips of people doing funny stunts or things like that on YouTube. People are watching, you know, television programs, they're watching movies, they're watching, you know, product reviews, and they're watching all types of different content and consuming all types of different content when they watch video online. And so this is a really good opportunity for affiliates to take advantage of what's already happening with the market. I think one of the easiest things to do is kind of find out where the traffic is moving and basically put yourself in front of it. That's probably one of the best ways that you can start driving traffic to your website or to your affiliate offers. So here are some statistics about online video that I found to be really interesting. People are watching billions of videos online, and it seems like the biggest part or the biggest property that's gathering most of those views is YouTube and Google sites. And they're kind of the big 800-pound gorilla in this space, and they're the ones that you really need to focus your efforts on. I read a book recently that talked about how YouTube is the center of the online marketing universe, but that it's not the entire circumference of the universe, meaning that there's other sites that you want to pay attention to, other sites that you want to distribute your videos on, and we'll be talking more about those as this session goes on. Another interesting statistic from this is that people are watching about 5 videos a day. And the videos vary in length, but I was talking earlier with a colleague today, and they found that the sweet spot for their videos is about 2.5 minutes long. You definitely do lose a lot of interest once you go beyond that point, as we were talking about earlier. And again, you can just see from these statistics that people are spending a lot of time watching online video.
I'm just going to interject here. Is everybody hearing an echo, or can you hear us fine? It's fine from your end, okay.
We're hearing ourselves.
All right, all right.
I think we're hearing ourselves speak.
Actually, when Jeremy mentions that YouTube is a great traffic generator, I just checked my Google Analytics this morning, and out of 386 referrers to my sites, other than the direct traffic that comes from my own sites, referring from one site to another, YouTube is my biggest referrer of traffic.
Yeah, and that's definitely been a trend that I've noticed on some of my sites, that YouTube and Twitter and some social media sites are really starting to refer a lot of traffic, more so than Google search and other methods that 2 years ago used to be the top traffic sources. So this is definitely a rising opportunity. One of the things I just wanted to talk about a little bit more was, what Google's share of the market was. Basically, with YouTube, they have about 40% of the online video market. And so here are some of the other sites that you can see that are generating a lot of views with video. You've got Viacom, Microsoft, and Hulu, some of the biggest brands in online video. And a lot of the content that you find on those video sites, of course, are professionally produced. So, YouTube has a good mix of both professionally produced content and, amateur content or user-generated content. So this is, again, definitely the site that you want to pay the most attention to with your marketing efforts. So just some more statistics about YouTube. This is directly from their site. People are watching hundreds of millions of videos a day, and they're uploading 20 hours of new video every single minute. So they have a really sticky audience that spends a lot of time on the site, and they're not just watching video, but they're uploading video, they're making connections, they're getting involved, and networking with each other. And so it's a really good opportunity from a social media standpoint as well, to not just post and to broadcast videos about yourself, but to get involved and network with other people and make comments on their videos, make friends with them, and just network.
I think, too, when you see that the diverse audience between 18 and 55 is a really good point to consider when you are deciding whether or not you're going to do video and how much video you really want to do. If you've got a younger audience, young people don't read, do they? So you might want to consider doing more video. Now, don't do it at the expense of text, right? You always have to have some text alongside that video, especially when you're, putting it up on your blog. But do the lead-in, put up a paragraph or something, do the lead-in to your video, and then get people to watch it. And as Jeremy mentioned, the 2.5 minutes mark does definitely seem to be the sweet spot. And for the older audience, the how-to videos. Absolutely the how-to. How to replace your furnace filter. I did that one last week.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. MyEnergyPal.com.
So a lot of you are probably wondering, why online video? In fact, as I was walking through the halls today, people asked me what I was going to be talking about, and I mentioned online video, and this was the first question they asked me, well, why are you talking about online video? Well, here are just a list of reasons that I found to be really compelling for doing online video. First is it really helps you build trust for your brand. When people can see you and they can feel like they're looking you in the eye as you're talking about something, it helps to build trust. When you are simply words on a page, you really don't have any kind of personality. It's really hard to inject yourself into that conversation. But if they can see your facial expressions, if they can hear your voice, it does a lot to build your brand and make you feel like a real person.
One of the first videos that I did for my webmaster site was a home office tour. And some of the responses that I got from that, like after having, written a book and my picture was on the site for years. This has been going on for years. And a couple of people actually responded and said, "Oh, you are a real person. We thought you were one of those make-believe or pretend female internet marketers that two guys had gotten together and just basically fabricated, right? They're out there. They're out there. I know a couple of those names. Like you think, oh yeah, she's a really good marketer, and it turns out it's just two guys in the background trying to, use the whole female thing, well, if a woman can do it type of thing. So that was really good, and I mean that actually inspired me to do a whole lot more of my own videos, because I thought it truly does engage them, and that's something that Jeremy would probably talk about.
Yeah, it makes you a real person. One of the tests that I recently ran on one of my sites was I went with a traditional sales page that was just text, with the fancy headlines and images and things like that, and the page was converting at about 2%. And I put a video on there that was about 3 or 4 minutes long, and the conversion rates increased 100% to 4%. So, that's just an example of how online video can increase your conversion. And I really think that it has a lot to do with, again, they feel like this is someone who I trust. This is someone who I feel like I know a little bit better than when you're just writing on a page.
Absolutely.
Another reason is Google's universal search. How many of you know what universal search is? I see a couple of hands in the audience. So universal search is basically where they're putting mixed media in the search results. So now when you do searches on Google, you'll see images, you'll see videos, product links, and different types of media. And this has presented a really good opportunity for video marketers because video sites like YouTube can rank really well in the search results. In fact, I just wanted to share a quick story with you about a recent result that I've had with one of my websites. So I've got this video site called watchmelearnfrench.com. And the site is about 3.5 months old, so it's relatively new. And I really don't have a lot of backlinks pointing to it yet. It's really not ranking well by itself in the search engines. But I've posted some content up to YouTube. And because YouTube is a trusted brand, it's a trusted name, and Google tends to favor those results, obviously because they own the site, my YouTube videos have floated to the top of the search results page. And so even for some very competitive words that I wouldn't be able to target with watchmelearnfrench.com, I've been able to get to page 1 of Google just by putting my YouTube video there and optimizing that video. We'll talk a little bit more about some specific optimization strategies in just a minute, but I just wanted to show you what that opportunity is, because if you register a new site today, you know how long it can take to get to the top of Google. It's not weeks, it's usually months or even years, but by leveraging a trusted site and domain like YouTube, you're able to leapfrog a lot of those sites and get to page 1 in a very short amount of time. I was able to get to page 1 in just a matter of 2 weeks by posting this video online.
That's amazing. Even if your video doesn't rank number 1, it doesn't really matter. If you type in "learn affiliate marketing" without the quotes, just into Google, one of the videos that you'll see come up is one of Joel Comm's videos, right? Well, if you click on Joel Comm's videos, in the related videos just under that, there's 2 of my videos that come up, and one of those videos has had like 48,000 views. And I never could have done that. I don't think my video would have ranked high enough to get up there, but that certainly has helped traffic to that video and then back to my site.
And one of the things that a lot of people don't know is that in terms of number of search queries, YouTube is actually the second largest search engine. So it's bigger than Yahoo when it comes to the total number of search queries. And it accounts for 25% of searches on Google-related properties. So I thought that that was a really impressive metric.
Absolutely.
So the bottom line is with online video, you can get more traffic and you can improve your conversions. So how many of you, and sorry if I asked this question earlier, but how many of you are doing online video right now on your sites? Okay, cool. And of those who are doing online video, how many are doing it to promote affiliate products? So fewer hands. Okay, cool. You know, I've been doing online video for just a short period of time, but I originally started out just promoting my own site and my own brand at quityourdayjob.com. And I thought, well, if I'm doing this for Quit Your Day Job and it's working, you know, what would happen if I started doing it for, you know, to promote affiliate products? And so this is something that I've been focusing a lot of effort on the last few months, and I've seen some really positive results. But I want to talk a little bit now briefly about some of the equipment that I use and some of the stuff that I use to make my videos. Are you guys interested in hearing about that, or do you guys feel like you have a pretty good handle on equipment? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. One of the nice things about getting started with online video is that you don't have to spend a lot of money. You know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, people probably used to think that you had to have like a professional or prosumer camera that cost, you know, thousands of dollars to produce good video. And if you're going to be, you know, like a network anchor on a news show or something like that, then yeah, you probably need that nicer equipment. But the whole point of online video is that it has to stream fast. So you don't need to invest a lot of money in equipment. You can get a camera for $200 that will look as good as just about any video that you'll see on YouTube. And Rosalind's holding up a flip camera there.
$99 on Best Buy today.
Yeah, so that's obviously a great deal for a camera. Has really good audio quality. The video quality is pretty good, especially even in low light, surprisingly, that it doesn't have a light fixture for it. But usually, when I'm looking at cameras, I wouldn't spend more than $200 to $300 for a camera. And you can do something like the flip camera. The only thing I don't like about the flip camera, if you're doing any kind of like webcasting or screencasting, is that you can't stream it directly from the camera to your computer. So in order to do that, you need to get a camera that has a FireWire connection. And then that will allow you to stream live video and capture live video on your PC. So when you're looking at purchasing a camera, make sure that you get one that has a FireWire adapter. And most of the mini DV tapes, you know, that sell for $200 to $300 have that.
The other drawback to this camera is that it doesn't do very well outside. I was taping my newsletter on top of a mountain one day, and the sound didn't come out very well at all.
You know, the other thing that I think is essential if you're going to be doing any kind of webcasting or online video is having a tripod. And tripods are relatively inexpensive. You can pick one up for about $50, probably even less than that if you get like a desk-mounted tripod. But the nice thing about that is that it just gives your video like a nice, stable picture. You know, you see a lot of videos on YouTube with like people holding their hand out like this and it's shaking, and you know, you almost feel like it's going to induce a seizure as you're watching that video. So, you know, I recommend that you invest a little bit of money in getting a tripod. I mean, if you want to put a stack of books in front of you and set your camera on top of it, that would probably work too, but it's a relatively modest investment that will definitely improve the quality of your picture. The other thing that I want to talk about just briefly here is the studio. Like, what should your studio look like? I think it's really important that you have a studio that doesn't distract from you, because you are the subject. You are the thing that people need to be paying attention to in your video. So if you have like a very noisy background with a lot of pictures and a lot of objects in the background, you know, people, their focus can tend to shift to those objects rather than on you. So what I usually recommend doing is just keep a very simple background. It can be personalized, you know, it can be your home office, you know, you might have a plant or you might have something there, but just make sure that it's not too noisy or too distracting.
If you've got, I usually shoot in front of a bookcase, or actually it's a rack of pictures in the background, but if you've got good lighting on you, then it doesn't really matter what your background is like, even if it is busy. Because not all of us can afford a green screen.
Right. You know, and something else that I do just in my home office even is I just put some curtains behind me. So I have, you know, just this little stand that holds up some curtains, and it just makes for like a nice even background, and that will definitely make your videos look a lot better.
I think it really depends on what type of video you're doing. I mean, if you're doing a product review and you really want to focus on, you know, the forefront, if you're, I don't know, doing a hairstyling thing. Actually, I want to mention that. I cannot believe how many videos I see on YouTube. Young women who are definitely of affiliate marketing age, who could, you know, who could be making money. And all these videos out there, and they're using products, and they're, you know, styling their hair, and they could be selling products left, right, and center, and they're not monetizing this at all. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, whatever products you like, if you've got your name, domain name, right, and you like a product, make a little video about it. And anyway, back to the keeping it clean. Just, you know, have that product in front of you and keep it centered and focused, and so the background won't really matter.
Yeah, and sometimes I do like to shoot with you know, a natural background, so I want to show people like what my office looks like, or I want to, you know, insert some of my personality into my videos. So for example, I recently did a training course called the Blueprint for Profitability, and I just put like this great big Yankees banner behind me, and I just wanted, you know, to put that there so that people know that I'm a real person. I'm not some online marketing robot. You know, I'm a baseball fan, and that's something that I wanted to insert into my videos.
I was thinking too that video, I mentioned the furnace filter video. The site, myenergypal.com, is a friend of mine's site, and he happens to be an energy expert, like for years and years and years. And he's retired now, but now I've got him, you know, with his own website. And it was like, Ed, have you posted today? Post today. You need to write some more tips. You have to do this and that. And finally, I said to him, why don't we just do some videos, right? Why don't we just get this going, and so I can, you know, I can write a paragraph or so in front of the video, and you can show everybody how to change a furnace filter. And it was amazing because he's used to speaking in front of an audience. That's what he used to do. He used to teach HVAC. And so it was so easy for him to do a video as opposed to writing. So if you hate writing, this is a really good opportunity for you. And he did it so naturally, and what was really interesting was as soon as I posted it, man, his little autoresponder list numbers started to increase just through that video and from YouTube, not from the site. They came from YouTube.
You know, that's an interesting point that you made there about, you know, writing versus doing video to talk about products or to, you know, produce content. One of the reasons that I made the Blueprint for Profitability a video course is because I didn't want to spend the time to actually write the course. And so it was easier for me to actually prepare and do an online video than it was for me to sit in front of my computer and write. So, you know, you have to kind of play to your strengths. If you're a good writer and you can write fast, you know, maybe putting up a post or written content makes more sense. But if you struggle with that and you come down with writer's block a lot, you might find that online video is quite refreshing.
It's also a good way to change things up. You know, you might do, I don't know how many times, let's say you post 3 times a week, or let's say you post even once a week. Of those 4 times in a month that you post, maybe one of them can be a video. You know, it's a surprise video, and so everybody, oh wow, that's, you know, that's really cool. Just to be fresh, to add some sort of different content. Because if people get the same thing time after time after time, maybe they'll like, you know, maybe they like getting what they expect. But for other people, you might find that you generate a whole new audience just by doing something different.
Good point. So we talked a little bit earlier about some of the hardware requirements. So as you can see, you can set up a studio for, you know, just a few $100s. So I want to spend some time now and talk about, you know, what kind of software you need to produce video. If you're on a Windows machine, which probably 90% of you are, the free Windows Movie Maker is going to be adequate for many of you. I don't find it really intuitive to use compared to some of the products that Apple makes, but it's definitely adequate, especially if you're trying to do online video on a budget. If you are looking to step up your video game a little bit, Sony makes some good online video and editing, I shouldn't say online video, it's just video editing products that I'm trying to remember the specific name. Do you know, is it
Vegas?
I don't, gosh, you know what, I'm on a
you know
Mac.
what, I couldn't use it. I tried the Sony stuff, I couldn't use it, so, but I'm a Camtasia girl.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm on a Mac, of course, so I use the free iMovie, and I found that this is as good as any editing software that I've used. It really allows for some nice transitions, really high quality stuff. So you don't really need to invest a lot in editing software. Another thing that you might consider doing is not even editing your own video. My wife recently did a parody video about Susan Boyle. Do you guys remember her, the American Idol woman or whatever that got up and sang in front of everyone? She did a parody video of that, and she didn't want to spend time learning, Windows Movie Maker or iMovie or anything like that. So she posted a job up on odesk.com, and some guy from Turkey edited and spliced the video and made a professional production out of it, and it cost us like $15, and it turned out really good. So, if you don't want to invest time in learning this stuff and doing it on your own, post it to Odesk. There's a lot of hungry people all over the world that would, gladly take on your business.
That's a really good tip.
So let's talk a little bit about screencasting software, because it's different than video editing software. So screencasting software allows you to capture what's happening on your screen. So this is good if you're an affiliate that demos software, or if you're just trying to do some kind of instruction. And the two best screencasting products that I've ever worked with are Camtasia and ScreenFlow. So if you're on Windows, Camtasia is probably the best option for you. And if you're on the Mac, I highly recommend ScreenFlow. It's better than the Camtasia version for the Mac that I've played with before.
And how much is Camtasia now, $299 or something?
Yeah, I think it's about $299. That sounds about right. And they also have this new product called Jing, which maybe someone could let me know about this, but do they make Jing for Windows? They do? Okay, cool. So Jing is free, and if you use Jing, they basically place like a little watermark in your video, and so if you're really trying to do this on a budget, that's a good option. It's just Jing.com, and if you pay like $10 or $15 a year, you can get the same software that doesn't have the little watermark in the video. So a pretty good bargain all around. But if you're on the Mac, I highly recommend ScreenFlow. That's what I've used to produce most of my videos. So when you're ready to step up your video game a little bit, here's some equipment that will really make a difference and make the quality improve quite a bit. The first thing is getting a good microphone. Before you purchase a camera, one of the things that you should always look for is an external microphone jack. Because a lot of the Sony cameras, a lot of the cameras in that low-end price range don't have external mic jacks, and so you have to use the onboard mic. The problem with the onboard mic is that if you have like a tape or something like that, it will actually pick up the humming sound of the tape. And it just picks up all kinds of ambient noise because it's an omnidirectional mic. So if you want to make your video sound really good, I recommend doing an external mic. And pretty much any Canon camcorder, from their lowest end stuff to the highest end stuff, will have an external mic jack. And so I just can't tell you the difference that it makes in your videos. Like I've sat down and I've recorded something just using like the mic on my laptop or without using an external mic, and it sounds like you're in a stadium, talking over the big speakers, and it just sounds terrible. So this is something that people really notice when they're watching video. A lot of people, talk about lighting and they talk about, production value and stuff like that, but if you don't have good sound, it kind of cancels all of that out. What I use for my videos is I have a wireless mic set up. So I'll typically put the camera like 3 or 4 or 5 feet in front of me, and then I'll have a wireless mic set up by, it's called Asden is the company that makes it. And it just makes it really nice because if you have like a wired mic, you can't move around. You really lose your mobility. So with a wireless mic, if you want to get up and demonstrate something in front of a whiteboard or do some kind of an action sequence or whatever, it just gives you that flexibility to do it. Another piece of equipment that can make your videos look better is a green screen, and this is really getting into more like professional video editing and things like that. If you want to superimpose a background behind you or do something fun, a green screen can help you do that. I don't have a lot of green screen experience. I haven't really found a need for it in any of the stuff that I've done, but people like CNET who do a lot of product reviews and other companies, I've noticed that they are using green screens and they'll put like cool looking technical backgrounds behind them, and it can definitely make your video look a little bit more polished. But when you're talking about getting a green screen, it's you're going to spend some money, whether it's getting the cloth material or painting the wall behind you, and it kind of creates, you have to almost like have a dedicated studio to really make a good green screen. We
should figure out how much people really want to invest in video, in starting to video market. Like how much do you want to spend? Do you want to start at the $500 level? How much do you want to put in? 1,000, 500, 200? Let's start low. 200. Okay, 500. 1,000. 2,000. So it's so in around the 1,000 mark.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of wondering.
Everything that we've talked about here is really under $1,000. In fact, I think you could buy all the equipment that we've talked about, minus maybe like Camtasia or some of that editing software for under $500. So it's pretty reasonable.
You would need the editing software. You definitely need the editing software.
Sure.
And you're going to need maybe some hosting. If you're going to do a lot of video marketing, you're going to need it. I know that's coming up next for hosting videos. So that would include the camera and your video editing software. And yeah, you can definitely do that for $1,000 and probably even closer to $500 if you're doing it my
Absolutely.
way.
So the other big question that people ask is, should I use a hosting service like YouTube or Vidler, or should I try to host it myself? I've had some experience doing both, and I've had mixed results with both. So the problem with doing YouTube or Vidler is that you've got that watermark there, and if somebody clicks on the watermark, they're taken away to YouTube or Vidler, where they can watch other videos and they can get off focus. And so that's probably the biggest downside of using a hosted service. The benefit is that those services are really optimized for a lot of traffic. So I've had videos that have received a lot of traffic, like when I've sent out emails and things like that, and when I've attempted to host them myself, the video player completely hung up. It just really slowed down. And so, if traffic is an issue, if you think you're going to have a video that's going to get a lot of traffic, I do recommend hosting it on YouTube, because I've just seen too many times where the videos have just hung up and really been kind of the bottleneck on pages. So you have to be mindful of that. If you are going to do the video yourself, if you're going to host it on your own website, there's a player called JW Player, and you can learn more about it at longtailvideo.com. And this basically will allow you to host your own videos on your site. It gives you a nice controller with the play buttons and the forward buttons and all of that, and you can like insert links into your videos. And so that's something that I recommend if you are planning on doing your own videos. The other thing I recommend is, rather than hosting your video on like a shared host, you might consider using like Amazon S3 or some kind of dedicated video hosting service where you can actually upload your videos to the cloud and then just link to them from your own website.
Yeah, like Screencast. It's
It's screencast.com.
Yeah, and screencast.com. That's what I use. And I use YouTube to generate traffic, but if I want to put a video up on my site that is kind of behind closed doors, like on a membership site or something like that, then I'll definitely use the screencast.com or something that's just not public like YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely, video hosting is so technical, and if you don't know what you're doing, your video is going to hang up, and that provides for a really poor user experience. So either host it on YouTube or spring for a service like Screencast or Amazon S3.
Screencast is cheap. It's $99.95 for the year, and you get 25 gigs of space and 200 gigs of transfer. And they actually do have a free version that gives you 2 and 2 gigs. So you can check it out. However, if you do get a lot of traffic, your prices or your fees are going to go up in a hurry.
True.
As they would with your bandwidth. Seriously, if you're running a lot of video on your Bluehost account or something like that, you're going to be incurring additional charges as well. So.
Yeah, usually what companies like Bluehost and HostGator will do is they'll just kick you off their network rather than charge you. They'll just suspend your account. So
Yeah,
that's
I wouldn't even
something you have
try
to
it.
be
I wouldn't.
careful about.
I definitely wouldn't run video on my own site.
So let's talk a little bit about, actually producing your video. When I started doing video a couple of years ago, I felt like I needed to have a script. I felt like I had to sound perfect. And so I would create scripts and I would use a teleprompter.
He sounded scripted.
Yeah, and I sounded scripted, exactly. I looked very stiff. I didn't have any natural body language, and it was just really, really poor looking video. So I decided to break away from the teleprompters, from the scripts, and trying to memorize what I wanted to say, and just do something that's more free-flowing. So what I do before I produce any kind of a video is I typically do a PowerPoint presentation. And sometimes, this will happen like where I just look at my computer screen and just glance down at it, or sometimes I'll print out the slides and I'll like put them in front of me, like in front of a whiteboard or something like that. And I just really want to have something that will keep me on track. Some people are really talented and they can get up and they can talk for 5 minutes and they know exactly where they're going from A to Z and they don't go off track. But for me, I find that having some kind of a roadmap of points that I want to talk about is really helpful.
You know what I do? I put my camera on a tripod and I put a sticky note on it.
Yeah, that works too. That reminds me of another tip that I have for you, because when you're doing videos and you're talking into a camera, it can feel a little bit awkward. I've definitely struggled with that at times, and a couple of things that I've done to help me overcome that fear is to spend some time talking in front of the mirror. As funny as that sounds, just seeing yourself talk gives you more confidence. It helps you to feel more comfortable in front of the camera. And something else that you can do, another mind trick, is to pretend that you're talking to somebody. So rather than looking at the camera and focusing on the lens, pretend like your buddy is sitting across the table from you and you're talking to them. I use that trick for a couple of my videos, and it just really helped me feel more relaxed and more natural.
It's the same way, it's the same approach you should be using when you're blogging. You're talking to your readers. So it's really the same. I write the same as I talk, and which is haltingly. But yeah, you just have to pretend like you're talking to a friend, or whether you're writing or whether you're doing video. And the one thing I wanted to say was I was talking with some girlfriend affiliate marketers, this is about a year ago, and we were all commenting on how so few female affiliate marketers were really getting into the video game, right? Using video marketing as a tool for traffic generation. And they came to the conclusion that, maybe it's because women want to get dressed up or whatever. And seriously, you don't have to get that carried away. Brush your hair, put on a hat, and turn on your video, right? We're going to go back to engagement here and trust. And you should be you with your readers all of the time. So ladies, absolutely throw that video on the tripod, or throw that camera on the tripod and keep it in your office, ready to go at all times. Whenever you think of something, just crank up turn it on and start taping.
So we talked a lot about, just being natural and trying to be comfortable in front of the camera. Something that I found to be helpful is to just let the tape run. So when I first started doing video, if I didn't say it perfect, or I used a or ah or whatever, I would just stop the recording, start over, and I would get really frustrated after like the 8th take. And so I decided the easier way to do this is let the tape run. When you screw up, just take a short pause, or just continue letting the tape run, and you'll find that you'll get through the video a lot faster.
And you won't be deleting, going trash, 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 trash.
Right, exactly. Something else about video that I found is that you really need to be a lot more animated. So when I'm sitting across from you in a room like this, you can see my energy level, you can feel that energy level, but on video you have to turn it up a notch, because that same energy isn't communicated very well through video. And I learned this as I was doing like a little sizzle reel for Guthrie Ranker a couple of years ago. They kept telling me, okay, you need to turn it up a little bit, and I felt like I was yelling at the camera, but you almost have to do that to really project that kind of energy. So make sure that you turn your volume up and your energy level up.
We both failed our Guthrie Ranker screen tests.
Yes, we did. So here we are. We're now affiliate marketing rejects.
Teaching video marketing.
So anyway, let's talk a little bit more about YouTube and how you can leverage that as a traffic source. One of the first things that you need to do if you want to take YouTube seriously is get a channel set up. And you want to get out there and customize your channel, put some links to your site on there, start making some friends, start promoting your channel. And like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot easier for you to get a YouTube channel ranking in the search results than it is your own site if your site is new. And so what I usually use YouTube for is a way to drive traffic to my site. Obviously, you're not going to have a lot of conversions from YouTube itself. You can put links in your videos, like in the descriptions and things like that, but you're probably not going to get a lot of conversion actions directly from YouTube. So what you want to do is you want to use YouTube as kind of like this traffic source to promote your brand and to drive traffic to your site, where then you can put all of the conversion triggers on your sales page, or put all of your affiliate links on the site.
The biggest mistake I see affiliate marketers who use YouTube to promote products is that they forget to put the raw link back to their site in the video description.
Yeah, that's an easy way to get a link back to your site. And some people will say, well, why bother? It's a no-follow link. But I really think that Google still gives some kind of credit to no-follow links.
Well, even being a no-follow link, so if somebody watches the video, finds the video on YouTube, watches the video on YouTube, within the video itself, you point up and to the right, and you say, and click the link over the description to visit my site to learn more.
Exactly. Good point. So you want to take some time to customize your channel page. Don't just roll with the standard background. Pay a designer like $50 to create a custom background for you. Take time to add all of your links to the different sites that you want to promote. Include like your Facebook page and things like that. I don't want to spend too much time talking about the technical details of YouTube. Let's talk more about optimizing your video. So optimizing a video on YouTube really isn't that hard. There's search engine optimizers here who could probably spend days talking about all of the elements on individual pages that you should optimize to improve your search engine rankings. Well, with YouTube, you basically have 4 ways that you can optimize your video. The first one is the title. Now, the title is probably one of the most important pieces, just like it is on your web page, because this is the keywords that you use in your title will largely determine what keywords you rank for in the YouTube search engine and even in the Google search engine. So when I created a video review recently for Rosetta Stone French, rather than make a long tail keyword like Rosetta Stone French review, I decided that I wanted to optimize for a more competitive keyword like Rosetta Stone French. The difference in searches between those 2 keywords is tens of thousands of searches a month. So I made my title Rosetta Stone French, and if you go to YouTube now and type it in, it comes up #1. And it's not that I did anything special for that video, I just used a very clear and very direct title for that keyword. And so it ranks top 10 in Google and #1 on YouTube. The other thing that you need to do is optimize the description. You don't want to, just like with search engine optimization on a page, you don't want to like stuff it with keywords and things like that. You want to write a good description that people are going to read, and that when they see that in the results, they're going to want to click on that. One thing that people don't know, and something that I've even been guilty of, is not making my descriptions long enough. YouTube gives you like 1,000 characters or something to write your descriptions. So why write 1 paragraph when you can write 5 paragraphs, and you can include more keywords, and you can include more text there to get people excited. Of course, in the search results, they're not going to show the full text, but in terms of them ranking the video, they will take all of that text into account.
I'm going to talk about reverse optimization. If you go into your Google Analytics, right, and find out what or how your site is found, like the top keywords. For instance, on my travel blog, it's called roamsters.com. One of the top keywords that people have typed in to get to that site is snow and ice grips. Now, I live in Canada, and I have talked about these things because nobody, of course, shovels their sidewalks. So I get a little, like looking for ways so that I'm not going to break a hip. I'm getting to that age. And so I've talked about these things enough that people are showing up on this post with regularity, and it suddenly struck me, probably last week as I was thinking about this particular presentation, that I'm crazy. I need to make a video showing myself with these snow and ice grips with the, and post that on the, or post the video on that blog post along with the, of course there is already a link, but I'm going to be a whole lot more convincing about my use of that particular product if I can show people that I'm actually using it in a video.
Good point. So continuing on about like YouTube optimization, they allow you to write a custom title, description, and tags, and those are the three things that you can do to optimize your videos. And then the other thing is choosing the right category. If you choose a category that's more specific, you're going to have a better chance of ranking in that category. So don't try to go for the category that you think has the most traffic. Really try to go to the one that is most relevant for your video. So for me, a lot of the videos that I've uploaded to YouTube, I've focused on the education category, and that's a lot less competitive than some of the other like humor categories and things like that.
I'm the what, number 2 or 3 guru in the how-to category, Canadian guru in the how-to category frequently, but it doesn't take a whole lot to get there.
So the other thing that's important as far as, clicking on videos, right? Like when people are actually doing searches on YouTube and determining whether or not they want to watch a particular video is the title, the description snippet, and then the thumbnail. Now, optimizing YouTube thumbnails is a little bit tricky because they try to randomize it a little bit to stop spammers from, putting like scantily clad women on the video thumbnails and things like that to, gather attention. So basically what YouTube does is they watch the entire length of the video and they'll pick like 3 random frames from the video that you can choose. So for example, there will be one at the start, one in the middle, and then one towards the end. And it can be difficult sometimes to choose the best one. That's why, like, when you see like a video that hasn't started yet, or you're looking at search results, you'll see someone like half talking or something like that. So the best thing to do is, if you have something that you can put in the front of your video, like a title screen or something like that, that increases the chances that that title screen will be used as the thumbnail. You could also do something like that at the end of your video too. And then just make sure that you actually spend time to choose a custom thumbnail. Don't let YouTube choose it for you, because it's often going to be the most awkward looking thumbnail from the bunch. The other thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you allow comments, ratings, and feedback basically on your videos. So this is something that YouTube uses to rank videos. So the higher the ratings are, the more feedback and comments that you're getting on your video, the better it's going to rank, all things being equal. So you don't want to disable that because that takes away from that opportunity to potentially rank a little higher.
I always use moderated comments because most of the comments you'll find are links to other marketing sites and other people's YouTube channels trying to market their own product that's similar to yours.
Well, the other thing there that's key, not just for ranking in the YouTube search results, but it's the social trust. So if people are seeing that they can rate the video and they see that 100 people found this video helpful and there's some good comments there, it's that social trust, and then it makes them feel like this is really something. It's kind of like, I don't know, like that herd mentality. If this many people think it's good, then it probably is a good video. So I want to talk just a minute about being social on YouTube, and this really extends to more than just YouTube, but Twitter, Facebook, any social media site that you're going to be active on. You want to make sure that you're not just broadcasting all the time, but that you're actually participating and watching other videos, commenting on other people's videos, responding to comments that people leave on your videos, because that's a way to really engage the community and to get people to subscribe to your channel. So that's the key to social media, is being social, and it's a lot easier than you think. I think that sometimes people are intimidated by it. They don't feel comfortable going out there and reaching out to people, but with social media sites like YouTube and Twitter, it's easier than ever to make those contacts. I recently have been in contact with Rosetta Stone's PR department just by connecting to them through Twitter. I basically saw them tweet about some review that somebody had done for one of their products, and I just responded to that tweet, and I said, "Oh, what do you think of this video review?" And they're like, "Oh, we love it," and they retweeted it, and then I got a bunch of additional followers and things like that. So that's something that you can do to really promote your video, is just make friends, put your video out there, make comments so that your video gets known. Something that I like to do too is I like to scan the results for keywords that I want to rank for. So for example, if I'm doing a French video, I'm going to start searching for French videos, and then I'm going to watch some of these French videos, then I'm going to comment, and then I'm going to make friends with some of these people, because you'll often find that they'll reciprocate and they'll become your friends and they'll comment on your videos too.
Yeah, I'm a little antisocial when it comes to that. I do watch other people's videos and then just figure out how I can do a better presentation.
So this is just kind of a quick list of ranking factors on YouTube. Of course, no one knows what the YouTube or Google algorithm looks like for sure, but these are things that you can do to optimize. We talked about title, description, and tags. Another important factor is views and engagement. And this is why so many people out there are trying to inflate their views using like JavaScript refreshes and things like that, because they understand that the more views a video gets and when the video launches, the higher it's going to rank. I don't recommend any of those systems to game YouTube, but certainly, if you put out a video, promote it to your list right away, post a blog about it, whatever you can do to get some views for it as fast as you can. Again, talking about ratings and comments, the more people that rate your video and comment on it, the better it's going to do. And I've seen a lot of the top producers on YouTube do this, where at the very beginning of their video, they'll say, please rate my video, or leave a comment, tell me what you think. And we're talking about people that get tens of millions of views on their videos, like Shane Dawson and iJustine and people like this. So don't be afraid to ask for ratings and for comments. Let's see. I think this is probably some common sense stuff, but how can you improve your rankings? Obviously, the first step is making good content. That's first and foremost, and this is something that just takes practice. I look at the first videos that I produced a few years ago, and they're just hard for me to watch now. And even my current videos, I see a lot of room for improvement. So the only way to get good at video is just by doing it. And even if you don't post it, just getting up in front of the camera and recording it, even for your own purpose, will make your videos better. Build your following, not just on YouTube, but on other social media sites. So, go out to Twitter, go out to Facebook, build a fan page, make friends, be social. We talked about asking for ratings. And then just building links to this content. There have been times when I've actually posted links directly to my YouTube video or one of my social media profiles over my own content, because I know that if I post a link to that content, that it has a better chance of ranking than sending it to my own website. So that's something that you should consider, is if I have a link that I can point to my site, or I can point to my YouTube channel or my Twitter page, what makes the most sense? Of course, I recommend that you vary that up a little bit, but by posting links to your YouTube channel, it will start to rise up in the search results rather quickly.
You can also set things up so that your YouTube and Twitter accounts are automatically that they're integrated with YouTube, so you can let them know automatically without having to do anything that you've uploaded a new video, which is always good for more traffic.
Absolutely. And so I recommend that you post a link on all of your different social media profiles. I use a service called knowem.com, that's KNOWEM.com, to post social media profiles on hundreds of different sites. And the nice thing about this service is they'll basically do all of the hard work for you. So you register with this service and you post a generic profile, and then they'll go out and register a profile on all of the different social media sites that they're networked with. And so this is nice for a lot of reasons. First of all, it protects your brand on those social media sites. But secondly, a lot of those sites allow you to post links back to your main site. So it's an easy way for you to generate a ton of inbound links to your site with very little effort. And then, of course, not to be overlooked is the actual traffic that you might get from that social media site. So there's a couple of services here that I've listed, TubeMogul.com and TrafficGeyser.com, that will really help you distribute your video to different social media sites and blogs. And so I highly recommend that, again, you focus most of your effort on YouTube, but use these services, TubeMogul and TrafficGeyser, to get the word out about your video and to syndicate it.
TubeMogul is a free service and TrafficGeyser is a paid service.
Good point. So we have some time now for Q&A. So if we could I guess, pass around a mic. Is there someone in the room that? Okay, good. We'll pass around a mic and we'll do some Q&A for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Actually, I was thinking it'd be more fun to show how easy it is to actually do a video. What do you think? Do you guys want to be in a video? Yeah? No?
Do we have to get a release from them?
I don't know, because it says actually no audio or video recording at Affiliate Summit, but I don't think they said anything about recording from the podium. Oh, yeah. So how many takes do I have to do here? Oh, we're rolling. Hey, folks. I'm at Affiliate Summit with Jeremy Palmer.
Hi, everyone.
And sorry you guys are missing out, but you know what? All of these wonderful people are enjoying our presentation about video marketing. Hey, that's right. Wave. Thank you. All right. Anyway, you guys, you just go to rosalindgardner.com and you'll see yourselves waving.
All right, so go ahead
for
and...
YouTube.
Oh, sorry about that. Are the audience members supposed to go to this mic here, or are you going to go over
There is an aisle mic.
Okay, there's a mic there in the
for-
middle, so if you guys have questions, there's a mic right here in this middle aisle. Feel free to step up to the mic and ask your question. Don't be shy.
Unless your name is Sean. I don't think he's here.
Hi, Jeremy Roslin.
Hi.
My name is Brian Williams. I have a question. Have you had any experience using the closed captioning feature on YouTube for your videos yet?
I think you have, haven't you?
I haven't used that particular feature yet, but I can definitely see from an accessibility perspective how that would be helpful. Typically what I do when I post a video on YouTube is I'll post the video itself and then I'll do like, not really a transcript, but a blog post related to that video on my own site so that Google and other search engines can index that text and know what the video is about basically. But the closed captioning feature, I see that being important, especially for accessibility. I don't know if it has any impact on rankings at this point.
Yeah, that was my hidden question. But
Good question. I'm not sure. I'd have to research that.
Yeah, I haven't used it either, but you know, it's a really, really good idea, especially if you're working with that demographic who has all that money and you know, are still buying things online.
very good. Thank you.
Hi, Eric Targan. First, thank you both for a very informative presentation. Rosalind, in your introduction, you had mentioned when you were looking at Google Analytics that there were a number of links from YouTube. Now, as you can actually click from YouTube, was that strictly from the channel description?
Yeah, definitely from one of a couple of different channels that I'm running. And basically, of all the direct referrers, yeah, they were, other than my own sites, they are the top one. It actually comes out to number 7. So I've got like 7 of my own sites pointing back in, and they are number 7, so that makes them number 1.
But not from the videos themselves, but from the channel description.
From the channels, yep.
Thank you.
Something I wanted to mention, YouTube has, I think what they call Insights, YouTube Insights. It's basically their custom in-house analytics, so you can turn that on and enable that for all of your videos. And you get some really good information from that, such as when people are dropping off and you know, closing your video down and how many people are watching it, the demographic information for people watching your videos. So it's, I think it's called YouTube Insights, basically.
Hi, my name is JP. I work with the Kevin Trudeau Show. And I had a question with YouTube and the tags. Is it better to add more tags with related terms, or could that actually hurt you? I've done a few videos where I've put other terms in that really, they didn't really directly have anything to do with the video, but just trying to increase the traffic to it, and I didn't notice anything. So I don't know if too many tags was actually harmful and lessen the search or what.
You know, I do think there's the possibility that you can dilute your tags by posting too many tags. So what I do is I just try to post the most relevant ones. For most of my videos, that's usually around 10 tags, sometimes a little bit less. But, you know, it's just like if you have a lot of content, the more content you have or the more keywords you're trying to optimize for, the more it dilutes the ones that you really want to target. So anytime I do a video or I post a page online, I really think about what are the 1 or 2 keyword phrases that I want to rank for and focus on those.
Yeah, I rarely do more than 2 or 3 phrases.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks.
Good question.
Hi, my name is Julie. I just wanted to offer a resource. I have no connection to them whatsoever, but it's called .sub, and you can upload your video and translate it into over 50 languages. So
Wow. .sub, can you spell that for everyone?
it's dotsub.com.
Dot sub. Okay, definitely look for that.
We have a few more minutes, so if you have any questions, feel free to step up to the mic.
Oh, Andrew's going to come and grill us.
Hi, I'm Andrew Wee. I got a question about conversions, because I've heard that videos have notoriously low conversions. So what do you think is a good conversion rate for video marketing? And would you recommend direct linking, sending to a pre-sale page, a review page, etc.? What's worked from your past experience?
I think you know as well as we do, Andrew, that the standard conversion rate in the industry is what, 1%? Yeah. So if we start out at 2 and we go to 4 by adding a video, that's pretty darn good, and we probably we'll continue working to, of course, increase those rates over time.
That's a really interesting question that you pose. Obviously it's going to vary based on the traffic source, how the person came to your website. And I was actually talking to Melissa Salas from Buy TV today about their online video efforts. And they talked about things that they do, like auto-playing the video versus not auto-playing it, and how the impact that might have on whether people watch the video or the conversion rate. So I think that there's certainly a lot of variables. So I don't know if I have a number, like what's the conversion rate that you expect. And as far as like what kind of a page you send it to, I treat it just like any kind of a pay-per-click campaign that I would run. Where's this traffic coming from? What are they looking for? And then try to tailor the video and the page about that. So I try to fulfill their needs as best as I can. I've seen some people recently sending people directly from paid search campaigns to their YouTube channels, to their Twitter profiles, to their Facebook fan pages. And the nice thing about that is that with Google Quality Score, again, you're kind of getting over that issue by using a trusted domain. And so over the summer, and this is kind of where I got the idea to promote language learning products, I was doing some searches and I noticed that Rosetta Stone, like if you would type in like learn Spanish, learn French or whatever, they would dominate the first 5 results. And what they would do is they would send the first person to their, or the first result to their homepage, the second result to like their YouTube channel, the third result would go to their Twitter profile, and they just absolutely dominated the results. So, there's a number of things that you can do in terms of, optimization with your campaigns. I guess it just depends on the traffic source and what they're looking for.
I think it depends on the type of marketer it is. I mean, if you wanted to bring people back to whoisandrewwee.com, then, and just to want a specific page, that's what I do, is I bring them back to the blog post that's actually talking about the product. And there's all sorts of, they don't necessarily want to buy the product today. They're going to sign up for your list, as you know all the benefits from that, right?
Yep. Thanks.
Howdy, Chris Knight, easyarticles.com. So we've seen people taking videos, making articles out of them, and they're all looking pretty bad. How many words again can you do in the transcript? What's the?
Are you talking about the description in YouTube?
Yeah, the transcript.
Oh, the transcript. Well, like if you do like the closed captioning, I don't know what the limits are on that, but I don't know if they have a limit even. That's a good question.
Well, you said that they were turning their videos into articles.
Both ways. So my question is, are you taking your transcripts or your descriptions and turning them into articles?
Okay, so I'm doing it the opposite way, where I'm doing a video, and then after I produce the video, I'm making a blog post about it. Right, exactly. So I start out with a video, I upload that to YouTube, I post a description, and then when I post it to my own site, I'll do a blog post about that video. And I don't do exactly what I would call a transcript, because when you read transcripts, they don't sound very good.
Sure.
Terrible.
So what I'll do is I'll just make a summary post about it.
Have you seen anyone do articles to video right yet?
I haven't, but it seems like a pretty good way to generate some easy content, right?
Yeah, just asking.
Yeah, good question.
Hi, Rob. I was wondering, you were talking about not hosting the video on your own site, and I think I might have missed the reasoning behind that. Like you could do a flash video and put it on your own site, but you seem to have some different reasoning as to why not to do that. You were talking about doing hosting somewhere else.
Just for bandwidth purposes, absolutely. Like hopefully any particular video you're going to have on your site is going to get hundreds of thousands of views, and you just don't want to run that kind of bandwidth when you don't have to. Not if you can pay $100 a year $1,000 a year.
For me, it's about bandwidth, but also maybe even more important than that for me is video performance. If you host it on a shared host or someone that's not really optimized for video hosting, if you get even 100 visitors at once trying to play the video, it can lock up. And so I recommend that you really just go with a specialized hosting service like Amazon S3 or Screencast, because it's something that I don't think most people have the expertise to handle or deal with.
Well, and I run my own servers, and I wouldn't even think about doing it. But on a shared server, never.
Well, and the thing with using Amazon S3, if you use the JW player, the video is still on your site. It's not like wrapped with any kind of watermark or anything like that. So as far as the user is concerned, it is on your site, right? So you don't have any of those diversions. It just plays better, plays faster.
All right, thanks.